Hello children, we are back again to our class with the chapter respiration. Till now you have learnt about the how the air passes from the nostrils to the lungs and how the gases exchange takes place. It is not enough. See, the lungs, it will not take air or oxygen inside on its own, but it needs another organ which helps to push the air inside. We are not pushing our air. When you are breathing, we are not forcefully pushing air to let into the lungs, and we are not letting air out on our own. So, how the process, how the mechanism of respiration takes place? If you see, you know that the breathing is the process of inhalation and exhalation. How the inhalation takes place? If you see, these are the ribs and two lungs on the either side in the chest cavity. In between you can see the heart. The left lung is somewhat smaller when compared to the right, according to provide space to the heart. And these are the ribs. You know the ribs. These are the ribs which are located on either side of the chest cavity. These ribs protect our lungs from the injuries. Not only the ribs, all the main organs like heart, kidney, stomach, these all comes under this rib cage. From here to here, the rib cage, it is protect our internal parts, main organs from the damage. There are 24 ribs on either side of the chest cavity, and these are the chest wall muscles. These are the muscles which are present on either sides, which helps to inhale or exhale the air. And you can see the lower one is a diaphragm. This diaphragm act as the floor. If you see, these ribs and muscles are the two walls of a room. Then the diaphragm act as the floor. Here the rib cage act as a room. Means on either side the wall, how the wall will be placed. Same. The diaphragm act as a floor to the chest cavity. These are the lungs, and you can see the bronchioles and also bronchi inside the lungs. When we breathe, the air enters from the trachea to the bronchi, and these bronchi are attached to the air sacs called alveoli, where gases exchange takes place. But the air does not enter itself. It needs some internal pressure to push the air inside. For that, the diaphragm helps to push the air in and out while inhaling and exhaling. If you see, the diaphragm is a dome-shaped structure. The diaphragm is a dome-shaped structure. When these diaphragm and the muscles on either side of the chest wall muscles, helps to push the air inside. These dome, when we inhale, these dome shaped flattens means it will bend. It contracts and bend downwards, pushing the air into the, means it's getting the air from the outside surrounding air into our lungs by enlarging, by contracting this one, by contracting this dome shaped diaphragm. Means here the chest cavity is increased. The chest cavity size is increased. which leads to air inside. Again, when we are exhaling, it relaxes and it moves upwards. It moves upwards means the diaphragm is automatically pushes the air out. It will pushes the air out. When it relaxes, the air is pushed up. So that is called exhalation. Means when it is pushing back, the air which is present in the lungs is given out. So this is the process of exhalation. We cannot see our lungs, but we can experience. We can experience the inhalation and exhalation process. See, while breathing, keep your hand on the chest. You can feel that inhalation. While inhaling, our chest cavity increases, becomes bigger, and the diaphragm gets flattened downwards. Again, when we exhale, while exhaling, the diaphragm relaxes and becomes dome shaped. Then the air is pushed up. While pushing air, again the air comes out from our nasal cavity. Then the lungs decreases in size, pushing the air out. Again, automatically, because of the flattened and we are changing the shape of the diaphragm. That's the contraction and relaxation of this diaphragm. Only the lungs are able to push air in and out from it. So this is the process. You can feel by keeping the hand while running. You will feel. You will get feel of what you call just breathing. Excess breathing you will take. Why? Because you need more oxygen. Why? To release more amount of energy. In the previous class itself we have discussed about it. How the energy is released. Not only the oxygen is enough. It also requires food to release the energy. So, while running, we need more energy. To get more energy, we have to get more amount of oxygen. Means we have to inhale. That's why you will breathe more when compared to sitting in the normal position. You can feel that. And you can feel that how much amount of air you are breathing. Means more amount of oxygen you are taking to get more amount of, to release more amount of energy. So when this oxygen and food combines gives to energy and also carbon dioxide, and you can feel the sweatness and you can feel. Next, these lungs are protected by the ribs. We know again these lungs are also made up of two membranes. These lungs are made up of two membranes, and these two membranes are filled with a fluid called pleural fluid. Called pleural fluid. This fluid is present between the layers of the lung. This fluid protects the lungs from injuries and sudden shocks. So this fluid helps. It is a liquid part. Means the sponginess. Because of the sponginess of the lungs, this fluid helps the lungs to protect from the injuries. Next one, gases exchange. Gases exchange. The exchange of gases takes place at the alveolus. What is the gases exchange? Means whatever the oxygen present in the environment we are breathing, and it is passed throughout our body parts, and again the carbon dioxide which is released by our body through different parts, different cells, is again given up in the form of carbon dioxide. This is the gases exchange. So if you see, this is the alveoli sac. This alveoli sac is attached to the bronchiole, and these, the lower one is the blood capillaries, means how the network of blood capillaries. You can see the small thread-like structures when you get the meat from the goat while cutting that. You can see the small thread-like blood. That's nothing but blood capillaries. These are the blood capillaries which are surrounded to the alveolus. Inside you can see these dot structures are called blood cells, and this is the alveolus. When we breathe air, it reaches the lungs, alveolus. So this oxygen which is present in the air is absorbed by the blood. Here you can see the blood, absorbed by the blood of alveoli, means the capillaries which are attached to that alveolar sac. Alveolar sac, this blood will absorb, means the blood cells which are present in the blood capillaries absorb the oxygen from the alveoli. Why? Because the hemoglobin which is present in the blood has capacity to hold only oxygen but not other gases, means it mixes with only oxygen. Then this oxygen is taken by the blood capillaries and again it passes to different parts. While passing the blood capillaries which are supplying blood also contains carbon dioxide which has brought in from the different parts of the body. So here automatically the carbon dioxide is released into the alveoli sac, means the alveoli is giving oxygen to the blood capillaries and from the blood it is giving carbon dioxide. Here at a time both the gases are exchanging. So these blood will go to the heart and is pumped to different body parts. Again from the different parts the carbon dioxide is taken and reaches the heart, and from the heart it is given to the lungs. Same, the process will continue. So this is the process of exchanging gases at the alveoli level. These alveoli are the small tiny structures. There are millions of stat-like structures are present in the lungs, in both the lungs, which helps in the gases exchange. And these alveolus is the basic and structural unit of the lungs. The main purpose, the main function of alveoli is to gases exchange. So it is called the functional and structural unit of the lungs. Next, if you see, whatever the air we are inhaling, it consisting of oxygen, the inhaled air percentage is 21, whereas exhaled it's 16. What about the remaining percent? Means the amount of that oxygen is used by our body. Means here we are inhaling 21% of air from the oxygen from the air, and we are, while exhaling we are releasing 60%. Means whatever we are inhaling, total amount is not utilized and it is also releasing some amount of oxygen along with the remaining gases. So these means here you can see the remaining variation in the range. That amount, that's the 5% of oxygen is used up by our body. Next, carbon dioxide. The inhaled air consisting of 0.03%, whereas the exhaled air, you can see there is an increase in the range. Why? Because along with inhaling air, another percent is also added, which is released by our body. See, the amount of oxygen percent is low, but amount of carbon dioxide releasing is high. You can see here. Here only 5% is used up. Whereas here more than 3% of carbon dioxide is released from our different parts of the cell. Next, nitrogen. The nitrogen which enters into our body is not used by our body parts. So, the 78% and you can see the exhaled air also contains 78%.